John, go ahead.
Okay, fans forum. Roberto says, after watching Trevor Bauer pitch in Mexico with the Diablos, why not sign him with the Padres? I believe he's ready.
We did a one man's opinion commentary on Instagram. We got 55,000 views.
Yeah.
Just like that. I concur with you. Last I checked, he was 5-0 with a 1.50 ERA. Now that's the equivalent of AAA baseball in Mexico. But nobody's touched him, and there's a lot of pitching staffs that really need arms. This guy could be an arm. You control the inventory. You control the contract you're going to give him. Either he wants to pitch in the major leagues to restore his professional reputation and his personal reputation, or he can just pitch abroad and be out there in the shadows. I would make the phone call. Now, there's a number of clubs. If I were the Angels, I would make the phone call. They need pitching. If I were the Padres, and there'd be flack, but at the end of the day, A.J. Preller's response should be, we're trying to win.
Yes, of course.
We want to be in October.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are the terms of the contract. Trevor, you want to pitch for the Padres? Mm-hmm. This is what you have to do and which is what you cannot do. And if you go off the rails, you're forfeiting all the money that we're paid you. But I think he'll do it. He's a major league pitcher, 80 and 53. So that's my opinion. It has not happened yet.
He deserves his chance back. I'm not sure if the Padres are the right fit, maybe, because you can argue, do they need a bat more than need an arm? You can go either way with that one.
They need health.
But the Angels, I mean, it's just a no-brainer for him to go play in Anaheim.
Yeah. And by the way, second chance, as it relates to him, is last chance. So make an offer to Trevor Bauer. Next question.
Let's go here to Petey Pie. And he says, how selfish or egotistical is Manny freaking Machado? Can he please go play some rehab games in Lake Elsinore or El Paso, get some easy hacks or dingers, and come back in the right mindset?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the mindset. He's just dinged. I mean, he has played this entire season as substandard as his .234 batting average was for the first couple of months. He's played with a bad elbow. That takes time to come back from. And now he injures the hamstring, or not the hamstring, the hip flexor, thundering down first base. He's just not 100% healthy. But my only concern, if they're going to put him in the lineup, is it as a DH. I don't think he can run the bases right now, and I don't know how he can play third base either. But he's a gamer. He wants to play. He plays volumes of innings. I mean, the guy never comes out of the lineup, but now he's had 2 injuries to deal with here in the first 3 months of the season. So you can be disappointed he's hitting .234. Maybe you're disappointed about his attitude. Read the back of my baseball card, but you can't hold it against him because the guy does grind.
Yeah, he does grind, but it is surprising that he isn't getting swings in somewhere else. But you know what? People love blaming Manny. They think he's a cancer on this team. They think the whole vibe in the clubhouse is a problem because of Manny. I don't get those vibes. I don't. I mean, Manny's his own man. He's different. He has his own style. But just the Manny hate doesn't make sense other than the fact that he's underperforming.
Well, reputation preceded him by what he did as an Oriole. And then obviously right at the end, if the Dodgers got taken out of the playoffs, they said, I don't have to be Johnny Hustle. Well, that pissed a lot of baseball fans off. Yeah. And so I think that baggage checked in at Petco Park early on. Next question.
Okay, let's go here to Neil. He says, Hacksaw is wearing his I Want to Talk Puck shirt.
Damn right. It's always the right time to talk hockey. By the way, I don't see anybody else in the media talking hockey. Does your newspaper cover the San Diego Gulls? No. Any of the TV anchors know anything about hockey?
No.
You're right. I am bleeping brilliant. And we are going to talk hockey in a segment where it fits on our talk show. And there's always hot topics to talk about when it comes time to talk puck. I even converted this guy to become a hockey fan.
That's saying something.
Yeah. You sit behind the penalty box at the arena, see the Gulls, the AHL. This is the guy holding the beer in one hand and pounding on the plexiglass, yelling at the player from Bakersfield in the other in the penalty box. So we will talk puck when it's the right time. Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, let's talk puck right now. Callan says, Canada Network of San Diego checking in. Hacksaw, Oil bounce back tonight or Cats go up 2-0? Should be a doozy tonight.
Got to put the puck in the net. I mean, they had so many opportunities. They really outplayed Florida in that first game, and they just could not solve Bobrovsky. I just think you attack them a little bit different. Maybe they put their bigs in front of the net and just create havoc and screen them, because he has shown a history. If he lets in a bad goal, he starts to fight the puck a little bit. But so is Stuart Skinner. So I'll be interested to see what Florida does, because they did play physical. They just could not slow the Oil going into the zone. Next question.
Let's go here to Angel. says, not surprised Hurley turned down the Lakers head coaching job. He got a great thing going in UConn, and taking the Lakers means that he had to deal with the LeBron politics.
Might be. I think the Lakers, now they offered him the deal. I was told 6 years, $78 million, which is an all-time record. They offered him the deal, but I think there was some private concern that Hurley only coaches one way, and that's in your face, fella. I am the coach. You are the player.
Yes.
Now, that works at UConn,
Mhm.
and they've won these national championships. But is he going to get in the face of AD or LeBron or D'Angelo Russell if he comes back? That's a whole different approach, because now you're dealing with a rich man and you're screeching at a rich man. This is the only way you've ever coached. So I don't know if there was any private concern about his approach to dealing with players, but the guy is brilliant. What was his record? 178 and 53, I think, something like that at UConn. But I just got a feel on Saturday. It was a source close to Hurley told a reporter in Hartford that Dan went there to explore. Okay, so he wanted to meet Jeannie Buss, Palenka, obviously exchange philosophy. But when the word explore, that meant to me he's not committed to do this. Then they made the financial offer. He went home, and he said he took a private walk on the campus, I guess on Sunday. He says, my heart is in this place. That's why I stayed. So that's the deep background of who he is, how he does his business, and then the emotional strings that pulled on him that let him stay there.
Well, he has a responsibility to himself and to his family to explore, right? And so he went and explored it, and it wasn't a right fit for him. But, college basketball and the NBA are so different. I mean, how many coaches have been, at the top of the heap in both college and the NBA? I mean, it's a short list, right?
Like maybe 2, 3.
Yeah.
I can't name them off the top of my head. I mean, the ones that have failed are just absolutely phenomenal, led by way back in the day, Jerry Tarkanian. What a disaster that was in San Antonio. So it's just a real radical transition. And now it's so different because of the money the NBA guys are making. And there's so many great athletes. But so we'll see what the Lakers do. Keep in mind, Coach K. Hey, talk to my other friend, Jay Wright, ex-Villanova coach. Maybe you connect the dots to that one. Let's move on.
Moving on, and let's go here. This is from Chris. It's kind of a two-parter. He says, "Go Dodgers, baby." He says, "Almost swept the Yankees."
Pretty good series. But, they've been up and down for different reasons. I mean, they've had so many injuries, and they're sitting there with one of the best records in Major League Baseball, and they go in and they just punch the Yankees in the mouth. Now, the Yankees have got some injury problems, but that's going to change. I mean, Soto's going to be back. They dodged that bullet. Garrett Cole might be back by Tuesday or Thursday. He's had 4 pretty impressive outings in rehab, so he might be about to come back. So the Yankees are the real deal. As long as they keep Soto and Judge healthy, they're going to score a lot of runs.
Well, I'll tell you what, when the Yankees played the Padres, it was like Major League Baseball against like a rookie club. It was like an amazing difference in the not only in the performance, but the presence,
the aura,
all of that was baked in. And the Yankees were just the beasts from the East. The fact that the Dodgers beat them 2 out of 3, that's hella good.
Yeah. And the Yankee players said they were stunned on Sunday. Now the Yankees won on Sunday. Said there were more Dodger fans than there were Yankee fans in the stadium. In Yankee Stadium, Dodger fans showed up. That was pretty impressive.
Probably arrogant as hell as well.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Next question.
A
Yankee fan can identify arrogance. Yes, he can too.
Yeah, he can. Let's just get a social media one in here real quick, and let's talk about MLB eras. This is a good one. This is from Jack, talking about the integration of the Negro League statistics in Major League Baseball. The record book should be held for their eras to maintain context. The 154-game season should be one. The 162-game season through 1994 should be another. 95 on should be its own thing with all the Reuters, ridiculous rule changes, wild card playoffs, juice balls. Most records mean very little for argument's sake in the absence of context.
Yeah, and it's been a discussion I've had because I wrote a column on my website, which you people need to read. My website is bleeping brilliant. I wrote a column about, do we segregate in the Hall of Fame?
Segregate?
Well, we put the Negro League statistics on one platform and the Major League statistics because it's hard to make a mix and match because the Negro League numbers incorporated barnstorming tours and games against semi-pro teams. And Major League Baseball is the 154 or 162 game schedule, and those are the stats. I wouldn't call it segregating the statistics. I'd just say we are honoring, obviously, Josh Gibson in the Hall of Fame and all these other great black players from 1920 to 1947. They now have the ability to be put in, but just put their stats up on one side because that was a different era and just look in awe of Josh Gibson's 370 career record. You know, some people of the opinion that he hit 700 career home runs. We don't know that because not all those records are accessible or available. But that, I hate to use the word segregate in the Hall of Fame, but if you just segregated the Negro League stats and put them alongside, you just appreciate it. That's all.
Separate but equally.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. No, see, you got to do both. You got to integrate them and stack rank them. And Josh Gibson's at the top, and you can say, okay, there they are. And every guy has a story, and they had certain challenges during their era. And then, if you like, you can also break it down by different groups. You know, just as Jack here was commenting about the different, the steroid area, the pre-steroid area, the 154 game season. I think you look at it in lots of different contexts, and that gives you a greater appreciation for what the players did and what the sport's about.
And in closing, all you baseball fans who join us, you have my permission to take the first week of January off from our podcast. If you've never been to the Hall of Fame, you got to go to the Hall of Fame. Go to the Hall of Fame in January when it's snowing in Cooperstown and there's nobody there. You'll enjoy the restaurants and the baseball-themed exhibits, etc. And then go to the hall and you can spend 11 hours in the Hall of Fame that day because there'll be nobody there because it's snowing in upstate New York. But, hey, it's beautiful. And you walk in that place, I bet you'll take 100 pictures on your cell phone of the plaques and the uniforms and display. It's a slice of Americana you should see.
It's a church.
Synagogue.
Yeah, it's like you walk in, you're in awe.
It's a
all
chapel.
These great people that have in history. It's
Shrine.
like walking into a shrine at church.
It really is cool. You can go January the 11th while it's snowing in Cooperstown, New York. Hey, listen, we hope you have enjoyed our Monday bonus podcast. It's great to have you with us. Our podcast is brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Center Stores and by North County Eye Centers, Poway Escondido, offering my viewers free eye exams. Tell them Hacksaw sent you. John, have a great week. I do think we covered a lot of topics on the table blitzing through this hour. We'll be back in here Thursday at 1 p.m. to do it all again.
Oilers tonight. I want to see this Stanley Cup go 7.
I'd love to see that too. And thank you to our O Canada Network for joining us. And thanks for being part of Hacksaw's Headlines.
Join us again for Hacksaw's Headlines on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And find the audio version on your favorite podcast apps. For more content, go to LeeHacksawHamilton.com.